Good morning, everyone. So this is going to be another debunk, and I'm going to try to make this one quick. This was put out by Lynne Winderbaum on a retiree Facebook page, I believe. And she does two things here. One, she gaslights her own members and she attacks retirees as shame on you for trying to undo what the retirees, what the UFT did to try to save you. No, dear, you didn't try to save us. Your union president tried to negotiate a plan, and he's still pushing a Medicare Advantage plan. And you are pushing this Medicare Advantage plan in your, 3-page diatribe without even speaking to the problems that a Medicare Advantage plan can cause some retirees, that they might be good for some and they will harm others. You also say how you love your traditional Medicare and supplemental and you would just pay up. Well, many people, Lynn, don't make a $77,000 pension and they can't pay up. This would harm them. And they've already paid you for their benefits. They've already given their givebacks to preserve their health care in their retirement. What you're asking them to do is give it back again. Attacking retirees for, hey, we tried to save you money, save the city money. Well, it's not my job to save the city money. I'm retired. And my job to save them money or negotiate collective bargaining agreements and do givebacks and for raises was a long time ago. And so was yours. I don't carry their water anymore, and neither should you. What you should be doing is protecting the benefits that we fought very hard to win. And instead, you take the union position of your union, and the only reason why you're in this position is because your union, the United Federation of Teachers, negotiated its 2014 MOA, partially funded on the backs of other unions, and no one pushed back. Maybe you want to explain that one to me, because it's in your own 2014 MOA. You don't even have to take my word for it. Just go and look for it. It's on our website, nycretirees.org. The MLC shall convey $1 billion to the city of New York from the Health Insurance Stabilization Fund to offset that year's round of collective bargaining. And this MLC he had to get the MLC to agree to recurring health care savings. Whatever happened to funding your own contract, Lynn? And did you also know that your union president led the way to pass along co-pays and narrowed networks on the GHI CBP plan that the under 65-year-olds are on, the active workers are on? You know what that's called? Cost transfer. When they narrow a network or pass a co-pay down, it's passing the cost to you, not the city. Healthcare costs are always expensive. If you go back into the archives, go back at least 50 years, you will see every year a mayor says healthcare costs are skyrocketing. You're not telling us anything that's new or ingenious. How you deal with it is a different way. And remember something. The Medicare Advantage plan is a supplement. The city was always required to pay 20% of our healthcare as a Medicare eligible. Right now, the city is paying less than 20% of our care because your union agreed to co-pays on Medicare-eligible retirees. A $15 copay on a 20% bill is basically an 85% charge. And you're complaining why? We are the one that are complaining. 2 courts, 6 judges affirmed the decision that the law 12-126 was meant to protect all of us. And you think that it's okay that a retiree absorb a cost we've already paid for in our collective bargaining. You pay a $15 copay today on a plan that pays a full 100% of your health insurance. We pay a $15 copay on a plan that pays 20%, or is supposed to pay 20% of our care. We are absorbing health care right now. And that is going to happen to you. Looking at this letter, this is absolutely insane that you don't even address the major issues. You don't even talk about how the Health and Human Services Office of the Inspector General report or the Government Accountability Report have all talked about how Medicare Advantage delays and denies care wrongly. How Congress even held a hearing on that fact. You don't mention anything about that, do you? No. You don't mention about how Medicare Advantage is basically privatizing healthcare. You don't like privatizing your school, public school education, but you're okay with privatizing health insurance because your union says it's okay? What if your union said it was okay to have charter schools all over the place and we don't really need public school teachers? Would you be okay with that? No, right? And neither would we. We were always taught you never privatize union work. You don't privatize health insurance. You don't privatize public benefits. Public education and health care are public benefits. You don't privatize them. By doing so under Medicare Advantage, you are reliant upon a subsidy that you are saying will save the city $600 million. First of all, I will tell you that number is wrong. Last year, the city only spent $439 million on retiree Medicare eligible health insurance, not $600 million. And if the subsidy is ever reduced by the federal government, the insurer is going to come back to the city and say, pay me the difference. And if the city doesn't, that cost gets passed on to retirees. You know that happened before? You don't? Well, let me tell you. In 2017, HIP realized a reduction of subsidy from the federal government. Why? Because HIP is a Medicare Advantage plan. When the subsidy was reduced and the city refused to pay the plan, what happened? Yes, they added copays where they weren't copays, almost doubled them where they did, and they narrowed the network, and they took out the drug plan that was included. And did you know in the alliance contract that you are supporting in this document, the Medicare Advantage plan, the exact same provision exists? It's a 312-page contract. I suggest you go and read it because I think it would enlighten you. Rather than carrying the water for someone that you've loyally trusted forever, in this situation, you should not be taking their word for it. Michael knew these issues when I brought them to his attention in San Juan. And yet, he continues to make the argument that Medicare Advantage will carry him through. Why? Because of the deal from 2014. Did he also tell you that he passed along copays into the HIP HMO program to reduce the benchmark for HIP HMO in 2016? He didn't tell you that either, did he? You need to read. And as an educator, I hope you start reading real fast. Because if you keep pushing this plan and you keep pushing a change of the administrative code, you are going to find yourself absolutely miserable. And that 77,000 something pension that you have will be diminished greatly by all the things that you will have to pay for out of your pocket. Really, trust me when I tell you. You shouldn't be selling off a benefit that we earned and paid for. We'll be posting our rebuttal to Ms. Lynne Winderbaum of the retired UFT chapter of West Coast, Florida on our website, nycretirees.org/debunked. It is there in its entirety. Her words and then our words bolded so that you could see the truth. Have a great day.